It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Cleveland Browns. And it comes your way next.
It's the city of rock and roll, and this place sure is rocking as they await the start of this one. We're here at Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Justin Hopkins out, ready to send this away. And off we go from Cleveland. Ty Chandler to return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And we'll take a glance at their 7th-year QB.
If we had asked Sam Darnold, coming out of USC as the 3rd overall pick in the draft, to write the story of his career, I don't think he would have written some of these chapters. But in the end, it makes you tougher. It makes you grittier. And playing quarterback in the NFL is a lot about that. Your ability to just withstand adversity.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, we're one snap in, and already this defense has potentially killed this opening drive. And remember how valuable every possession is in the NFL. Talk about setting an immediate tone by this defense.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. First carry here for Aaron Jones. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first.
Even though that run did not net them a first down, I can promise you this, Kate. I promise you. I know how it works. They're going to circle that one. They're going to remember that one. And when they need some key yards on the ground, they'll come back to that call later.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? They go play action here. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball, and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Now we'll see Ryan Wright come on for the Vikings to punt this away on 4th. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. They'll be led out by the former first-rounder back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
After winning the national title at Clemson and early success at Houston, there's no question that Deshaun's career has been slowed by some injuries and other challenges. But when he is on the field, at every level he's ever played, he's just got a calm. And that calm comes with the trusting of talent that he has in himself. He knows how to run, he knows how to throw, and when he's available, he's still a difference maker.
They get an even 10 on that play. And that gives the Browns a first. A give to Chubb, running left. Blast through midfield. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, here's Watson. Judy there to grab it. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. Second down now, 7 to go. Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Ivan Pace able to make the stop. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
He'll get this complete to Chubb. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
They're going for it. Here's Watson. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
Browns getting their first look inside the red zone. They've got 1st and 10 from the 20. Working from the gun, Watson. Into the hands of Tillman, complete. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out. All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Couple of zeros on the board right now. We'll return to Huntington Bank Field after this. Ready to go with the 2nd quarter, and it's the Browns with it inside the red zone. Running left, here's Ford. Is in, touchdown Cleveland. The Browns get the game's first points here in the 2nd. Well, Brock, we normally talk about complimentary football at some points every week, so how about the way they've begun this one, huh? Force the punt, and then cash it in for 6 on their opening drive.
Do we do it every game?
It feels like it. Almost every game, yeah.
I think you're right, because that's what the NFL is about. We all know the margins are so small in this league, and the team that typically plays the complimentary ball is typically the team that wins.
On comes Dustin Hopkins to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Chandler now on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at this Vikings offense. Still in search of their first points as we work our way through the middle of this game. The score 7-0. Starting the drive with a give to Jones. And he gets him around 6 there. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4. Jones once more. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be 3rd down. Staying on the ground with Jones. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a fourth down.
Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he's getting the call for the second time this game. First punt win 45 yards. This looks considerably further. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. They begin the drive with Chubb. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Again, it's Chubb. And that's good for a gain of 5. That was Stephon Gilmore stopping that play. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up. So it's the 2-minute warning here from Cleveland. The Browns driving. And the Vikings add an extra defensive back for this 3rd down. Watson now. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Here's Watson, 1st and 10. He'll get this to Tillman. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Connecting on a slant. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Sticking to the air with Watson. That's into the hands of Moore. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. That was Stephon Gilmore stopping that play.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
From the gun, Watson. He finds Woods. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Watson to throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20. Second and 6 coming up here. Throwing is Watson. Almost 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. That one's incomplete in the end zone.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
So the Browns are going to kick the field goal on 4th down. Dustin Hopkins on for the attempt. Ball on the left hash, 37 yards out. Carlson's kick is good. And this one is center chains. Couldn't have hit that much better.
You always feel like you leave a few points on the field when you kick it from here. But they don't wind up empty-handed on the drive. And the kicker, well, he gets to pad his stats a little bit with a high percentage make.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. So it's halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top at the break. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. With that, the two squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to Kay Scott and Brock Hewer.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome you all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Here's Reichard set to kick this away. To return, Jerome Ford. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Browns have the football first to start the 3rd, and here comes their offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Shotgun snap, a give to Ford. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
Watson now off play action. Makes the connection. Here's Jerome Ford.
You know, these running backs today, they are so versatile. It doesn't matter if they're running it, or in this case, same principle applies on routes out of the backfield. You don't get somebody close to him, that throw is headed his way.
Vikings defense countering with a nickel look. 3rd down coming. Here's Watson. Chubb brings it in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Following that completion, medical staff headed out for an injured player. We'll see what the nature of his injury is. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. To the ground with Ford. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Second half's going to start with a run by Chubb. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks.
That is an old-school battle you simply love to see. An offense that close to a first down, a defense that knows there's a run headed its way. It's a battle of wills. It's the offense that gets it done this time.
Going to the ground again on first. And they stop him after a good run that takes him down inside the 40. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. From the 39. Got a man. It's Njoku. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
I can't tell you how nice it is to have a big, trustworthy tight end in the passing game. Such great size to have, and he forces those defenses to find a way to try to match up when they can't.
Watson on 1st and 10. Finding Judy. And they bring him down at the 18-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. To throw, here's Watson. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. David Njoku, the guy he was looking for. So it's going to be 3rd and short coming up.
I think everybody on the offense was already thinking about the next play to run as they watch that short little throw to the tight end. You really don't expect to see many of those gimmies dropped.
From the gun, it's Ford. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Running right with Chubb. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6. Well, the defense is really buckled down. That was a scoreless 3rd quarter for us. It's Browns ball working to carry this lead through to the end. Second and 6 coming up here. Watson. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Cleveland. This play gives us an excellent opportunity, Brock, to talk about how well he sees the field with the ball in his hands, because that was a big part of that touchdown.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a handoff or it gets hauled in on a 30-yard throw. The instincts, that's what it is. Instincts with a capital I. And the best running backs in the game today, they've got to do it as a runner, and they got to do it as a receiver.
On is Hopkins for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns take a 3-possession lead. Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Powell now to return. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. Darnold looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 24. Pass is caught. It's T.J. Hawkinson. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. He gets 6 on that play. And that's going to give the Vikings the first down.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're in the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
That one's caught along the left sideline. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Throwing from the gun. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll bring up a Minnesota first down. Offense up to the line fast. Throwing here, Darnold. Connects with his back, Aaron Jones.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly as a check-down outlet on short throws.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They'll throw it again. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. Jordan Addison, the intended target. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
3rd and long for him here. Has the connection to Hawkinson. And a nice game here, but it's stopped short of the first.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Oh, he's going to run for it. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. That's a clutch 7-yard pickup, and it pays off the call to go for it on 4th down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
First down from the red zone. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's taken down after gaining a couple. That's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 16. He brings it in. Decent gain here, but short of the first. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Throwing with a blitz on the way. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
I know we talk about rhythm a lot when it comes to music, but it's the same thing with the quarterback and his protection. This QB was in rhythm, but they knocked the notes out of him on that one.
Offense hurrying to the line with the clock running. Desperation time here on 4th. into the hands of Jefferson, complete. Left the offense out there on 4th down, Brock, and look at the result. A big gain. They got 15 and the first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Here's Darnold to throw. He's on the move. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings get it back to within 2 possessions. Just a great effort there from him, Brock, to take it upon himself, embrace the initiative, and turn that drive into 6.
You know, Kate, there was a day when you were watching Steve Young or Randall Cunningham, and that felt like a bonus touchdown. But that's not today. It feels like every quarterback's got to be able to score, be a dual threat on the ground. It's part of an offense every single team relies upon.
Record there to tack on the extra point. And the Vikings cut the lead down to 10. So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And that kick fails. The Browns able to recover. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Now we see the Browns offense headed out. And even after giving up the late touchdown, Brock, still a 2-score game, so you should expect them to be in that victory formation in just a few moments.
You should, but, you know, I just picture Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, the greats in this game, right, over the last few decades. You know, they grinded down every second, never took anything for granted. You got to finish it all the way down to double zeros.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. And they're ready for him at the line. Couldn't manage anything there. Now the Vikings use their 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Watson to throw it. Brought in by Ford. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only 1 remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Hopkins has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Powell now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And after watching their passing attack take him the length of the field last drive, Brock, I expect we're probably going to see a heavy dose of the aerial attack again here. Rolling left, buying some time.
Look at the coverage on that play, Kate. I love that. That is textbook defense right there. When the quarterback escapes the pocket, man, you got to find somebody. You got to go get sticky on your offensive guy. That's exactly what the secondary did, and it forces the throwaway.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Trying to push it deep downfield. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he hits the end zone. Touchdown! I hope nobody left early, Brock, because we have still got a game. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Reichert on for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Vikings get it back to within 6. So with 35 seconds left, no question about it, they've got to find a way to recover this kick. And the Browns are on that one, so that should just about do it here. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. Their lead still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all that you're thinking right now is just make these plays, run out this clock so we could take one more knee and celebrate.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. So the Browns come away with the win. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the